Okay, I think we're okay now. I think well, my internet went down for like a couple of seconds. I'm just gonna quickly get all this back up and running, and then we'll carry on where we were. As I say, Virgin, who is the company I'm with for the new internet, has been absolutely fantastic. They have been having a couple of issues literally just before we switched, but it literally goes down for like a couple of minutes once a day, every so often. But considering, you know, it's better than what we were on previously, which was Vodafone, I really, really don't mind. So I'm now just going to quickly make sure everything else is up and running, and then we'll carry on recoloring this. I might turn my television down because I think that might be coming through the microphone. I'm not too sure. Okay, let me just make sure this is all up and running and good, of course. Okay. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. I'll see that. Okay, right. Okay. Let's try this one again, shall we? Alright. I'm just going to quickly stretch my legs and then we'll get back to it. Say, internet went down because of course it did. But it seems to be back up and running. Right, let me just get my headphones back on. Okay, so we are back. Sorry about that. Let's see. Well, at least I now have a indicator if my internet goes down, because the TV suddenly stops making noise. Right, okay, let's see. I'm going to reload up some lovely music, and then I will carry on putting in the flats before doing the shading. Let's see, where's my music? It is somewhere here. That one there, that one, and we're back in the game. Okay. Right, now, what was it we were discussing here? Oh yes, I was in the process of changing the predominant colour of the police vehicle, and I'd recently just changed it to this more whitey beige because it just seemed to melt better with the overall composition. I think I have gone for a little bit too desaturated colours for the overall piece, but I'm not too bothered. I think it'll do for now. So I'm just going to add in a couple of little changes for, here we go, the lights. And then when it comes to doing everything else, like the shading, we'll get all that sorted. What's this? This one's on this one. That's why it's being weird. Okay. And now obviously we'll put in the steel for the tyre, steel for the back tyre. Okay, that's looking fine. Now obviously this is without any real lighting on it at the moment, so it does look very flat. That's why they're called flats. But I think I'm happy with the car. Yeah, I'm happy with the car. So what we're going to do is we're now going to put in the police officer, who is going to be wearing beige. It's going to be this gentleman. I think I was going to make him this gentleman here, actually. So I want to make him over here. Okay, let's get the shirt in. This probably needs to be adjusted a little bit. Thinking more of a... There we go. I prefer that one. Wonderful. Right, now just going to put him in some lovely trousers, of course. There we go. So this is quite a nice, simple. Okay. nice simple composition, to be totally honest. Nothing too fancy, but it gets us to the next part of the story. We want him to be in this range, I believe. A little bit lighter than that, I think. There we are. Okay. No, what am I doing? I've made a... He's a redhead, isn't he? He's not got black hair. This will be good, because this will also draw the attention to the left, but I want to make sure I don't make it so you fight for the attention between the officer and Mark. There's something like that. Maybe a little bit brighter, actually, to be honest, because his hair looks a little bit meh. There we go. Now trying to get his shoes in, and then that should be the flats done, and then we can start focusing on putting in all the shadows, and then any midtones and highlights. Alright, now let's have a look at this composition as a piece. There is some blending, of course, a couple of details getting lost, but I think that's come out pretty well. I think, obviously I need to put in the script up there saying Harlan Police Department. But what we're going to do now is, shall we get the sky in first? Because the sky is quite easy to do, because I've got a cloud brush I can use that will make it really easy. If you use a cloud brush, you can then use a soft eraser to cut out shapes, so you're not just using straight up clouds, you know, straight up stock clouds, as it were. Makes things look a lot more natural. See, cloud brush, where are ye? I've got so many brushes here that I just do not use. Well, I've got the blood brushes, obviously, that I use. Water brushes I've used from time to time. Never used the weather element brushes. So a lot of these I just do not use. I really should clear this up sometime. Here we go, clouds. So these are the cloud brushes, which I do like to use. So we're going to want to go for the lightest tone here. I'm going to go like that. I'm going to make it a little bit brighter. A little bit brighter. There we go, that's the tone we want. So I'm just going to go like so, and then I'm going to add another one in as an extra shape. Now these are coming out really large. We want to go for, actually one changes there, something like that, and then we can add in some haze, and then maybe one last shape over here. And now what we do is we're going to use a soft eraser to cut out little shapes like so, mainly around the bottom parts of the section. As you can see, it'll gives it more interest and allows us to carve our own shapes into these clouds. And then this will be layer one. And obviously I'm going to have to cut them around the tree in the background, because unfortunately I made the background layer and the rest of the flats join, which is a little annoying. Right, so that's going to be our first layer of clouds. I'm now going to add in the second layer. That's going to be pretty much pure white. And these are going to be right here at the front somewhere. Like that. And then again, soft eraser. I'm just going to carve out little shapes. Obviously it doesn't matter down the bottom here. Like that. Right, now we're going to grab the lasso tool. I'm going to cut around the entire main silhouette of the composition. so. Maybe some little parts of the clouds clipping into the tree here, which I'll have to go through with a eraser. And then what we want to do is to complete the actual overall feel of the sky. I'll add in some form of glow effect, just to give it a little bit more oomph. Just to give it a little bit more oomph. There we go, through there, through there, through there. There we are. There we go. That's better. Okay. And now we're going to want to add in some form of glow effect, I think. So I'm actually just going to use a soft airbrush and maybe the color blue with a glow like this. And now I'm going to go back with a soft eraser and just edit some elements. And now find the... So you just want it to be subtle, like that. Just add a little bit of more interest to the sky. There you go. At least this is what I do. I don't know if it's the correct way. It's probably not the correct way. But this is what I do. Oh, we want that to go down there. Yeah, that's looking good. Okay, right. Now we want to start getting in the shadow sides. Now, I've mainly got the sun coming from behind the top. Well, actually, no, it's more top down, not directly, but close enough. So with that in mind, what I want to do is I want to make this part of the car actually be the brightest. So the brightest part of that would be something like this. Oh. There. Now I'm just going to go in and add the brightest here. The top, and now we want to add in a shadow, which would be like this. Now, because this is technically it is facing away from the light, but it's not completely away from the light. It's more going to be a mid-tone with a gradient. So I'm gonna do this. We'll have to redo the... Oh, no, we don't do that. We're going to have to redo the handle there, to be honest. So what I'm going to do here, because this is technically... So I'm actually going to change my brush, actually, to this. Like that. Which brush? We want this one there. And again, like that. Now we're just going to add in a little bit of blur on these sections here. Just so they blend. Okay, yeah, that's definitely better. And now I want to add in a sharper part of this here. Now this is, again, this is before the highlights. So because it's before the highlights are done, we're mainly just going between the mid-tone and everything else. Okay. And then obviously the top of the car is going to be very, very bright, because that's receiving the most sunlight. And then maybe here. And then maybe something like that. And now I want to actually add in a highlight. Okay. And I think I actually do want to take this section here and make it just that tad bit darker, because I think it's more interesting if we have a little bit of contrast going on there. There we go. That's better. Same here. There we go. It's starting to get a little bit more form to it now. Okay, there. Okay, let's get some reflectivity in the glass. Let's say the car's going to be the one with the most amount of form, shadows, and whatever else. I'm just going to blur this here. And then I'm going to add in a sharper thing like that. Okay, car's coming along nicely. Alright. Just get a few more shadow indicators in now. Alright, I think I'm going to say that car is pretty much done. So I'm not too familiar with planes of vehicles over that much. But I think I've got a decent rendition there. At least something decent enough for now. So we're going to push all that down. Say that car is done. Now we want to go about getting this here sorted. So we need to go for a darker version with these tones. Nope. Okay. Right, I think once we've gotten the awning basically in with all of its shadows, the rest of this frame should be coming together. Just trying to figure all these out. Okay, another one here. We're getting there slowly with this one, say, because we're working with a building. The forms are a little bit more squared off, but we're starting to get all these in. I might just go through quickly and just add in a couple of little more indicators here and there. Okay. Right. I think now I just want to add in a couple of shadow shapes for Mark, and this one is pretty much close to being done. Alright, if I now just add in a black and white tone just so I can see what it looks like. No, not that. Yeah. Alright, what I am going to do is I'm going to add in a multiply layer just to make everything pop on the building by adding a gradient. Now, normally you would go through and do it all with the different color tones, but you can use a multiply to kind of do a cheaper version of the effect. It's not perfect, but from this distance, it should be okay. So it's going to be a little harsh to begin with, but I'm just going to soften it up. Okay, and now I'm just gonna do this one here. There we go. So it's very subtle, but it does help. Just make the building pop a little bit more. Right now, literally the only thing I need to do now is add in the shadow shapes for the trees. Okay. Okay, now I'm just going to put here, Harlan, police. The rest of it's going to get cut off, so I don't have to worry about that too much. Alright, make that down there, and then we're going to make this a perspective layer. Do this, it saves us having to draw it on. Actually, fiddle around with this until it looks just about right. That looks okay. Alright, what I'm going to do is now I'm going to now make it a... I will make it a grey instead of a black, so it's not as harsh. There we go. Okay. I think the one thing I do want to do is now add in a band, I think, across the car. Like this. That's maybe a blue, to be honest. Oh, my nose. Like that. If we go colour. Actually, if we go overlay. No. Multiply. There we go. Okay, just gotta lower that. So it's a little more like that. More like that? No, it's gonna be there somewhere. There we go. Okay. And now I just need to go through and quickly add in the highlights again, because obviously the multiply layer softens them, so something like that. Okay, to be honest, I think that is going to be that one for now. So there's probably a lot I'm missing that I'm just not seeing, but keep doing that. For now, I think I'm going to say that's fine. It looks alright in black and white. So what we're going to do, I'm going to copy it, and then we're going to do this. Color. Okay. It's two completely rendered out shots there. Oh. I think we'll go for a much easier shot now to give myself a bit of a breather. So I'm going to render this one here of Mark. But we are getting close to having a fully rendered page, which will mean we then have quite a large part of the Beyond the Dark video done. Spilt my drink everywhere. God's sake. Hang on. I need to get a towel. Okay, there we go. Sides all cleaned up. Got a bad habit of knocking drinks over. Okay, so. Right, what we're going to do is we're going to do the flats again now for this little image in the top right corner. And I'm also going to try and give him a halfway decent rendered face there. Try and do some of the smaller ones for now. Oh, one sec. I just need to grab something. Okay, let's get this one all done then. This one I should be able to skip through quite quickly. Alright. Nearly got the flats in for this. I do just need to add in for his shirt. There we go. Okay. All we need to do now is start to make sure we can render out the forms. Okay. Right, I've literally just got to add in a lighter value up here to give it almost like a spotlight look, and then add in subtle text into the sign he's holding. Might even add in a light like this with a glow. There we go. I just want to make sure there's nothing on the outside of that frame, otherwise it will come out wicked. There we go, like that. That's better. Right, now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to make the background black. There you go. Now we can actually get a good clear image of all the frames we've got going on here. So I'd say these are ones all for Beyond the Dark, coming up on the next upcoming episode. And all these colour frames are actually for the Patreons. So, and I just want to add in, so Mark Swaf like this. And I probably only need to make this, I don't know, about, what should we say? 24, 20, maybe 16. 16 should be about right, shouldn't it? Oh god, it's tiny. It's 26. Let's make that just a little bit bigger. 48. There we go. So have that say marks a waff there. And then what I'll do is I'll just add in like a white chalk border, and man, no, it's not chalk they use nowadays, but from an artistic standpoint, it looks good. That's why you see in a lot of medical shows, they still use the paddles to do like resus on people, despite the fact they very rarely use them in many places. Now they actually use an automated system instead, but it doesn't look anywhere near as dramatic. Alright. So it is, we'll do this. We'll do this. Now I'll just go a little bit of iconography. There we go. Alright, to be honest, that frame is done. I might add in a little bit of a vignette around it just to give it a little bit more oomph. More oomph. There we go. Right, so now if we add a black and white version. Yeah. That came out pretty well. I'm quite happy with that. The lighting actually came out really well. Alright, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 shots here done. We've got another 1, 2, 3, oh my back, 4 shots to get through. So that'll be 11 shots in total. But this will get through a predominant part of the case and also tell everything in a sort of sequential art way, which is very, very good. Okay. Now I did actually do a multiply shadow layer for this one. The only reason I've done a multiply shadow layer for this one was so I could more figure out where the shadows were going to go. However, I'm not too sure if it'll look good when I put in the flats, but we're going to find out. We'll find out. I'm going to do this one now because I'd rather get this one done, because this one is the one I'm sort of worrying about a little bit. Oh, where is the line work for you? You're down there. Okay, so let's do that. Alright, let's get the flats in for this one. And if the multiplier layer works, I'll only have to then put in the flats, which would be quite nice. So I could have done more interesting creases and whatever else with the fabric, but I'm trying to get better at doing like simplification, because I want to do more of these types of shots from the certain episodes from now on, especially like this size panel, because I feel like I can tell more of a story. Okay, so if I actually make this a normal first and put it back on multiply, then we should actually be able to see. This actually should be more like this, really. There we go. What I might do is I might change the multiplier layer's color to a slight blue, rather than a gray. Okay. So we're going to basically have Mark be the main focal point in this entire shot, because everything else is going to be a very murky color, murky shade, as it were. I think the only brighter or brightish part will be the floor here. Maybe the bed sheet itself, but everything else. Actually, I think this entire section here might actually be in shadow. So I'm going to try and do this all here, this panel in a multiply layer instead, because I think it might just make my life a little bit easier. I think I might make this mattress like a really horrible, like that sort of hospital red or maroon, you know, a real manky color that does not look nice. And then I actually want the sheet to be, or at least this blanket, to be some form of green. Alright, now I got all the major flats in. Alright, I'm just going to quickly change the multiply layer now to a more blue tone, so it's got more of an interesting look instead of it being kind of a harsh grey. What if we actually go for a... There we go. I think that's what we want to go for actually, yeah, if we want to go for this. There we go. That's more interesting. Okay. Right, let's go about getting the jail cell bars in. This is going to be a really annoying part. Let's see if I can get most of it done with the lasso tool so it doesn't make me want to pull my hair out. Okay, I'm now going to go to here. Do that. Right, let's make these. There we go. And off blue. And that should make them look a little bit more interesting. And now we're going to do the bottom section. Oh, we've got a bit we need to cut out there. That's okay. That's better than have to cut out the entire thing. There we are. Right, one thing I'm going to do as well, I'm going to keep this sort of blue colour because I actually want it to go around the middle part of the cell, just so we've got a sort of a nice little bit of a dividing line. Okay, like this. There we go. Yeah, it's time to come together, so I increase the multiply. And what I'll do is as well, I'm going to add in a couple of... Ooh, if I unlock that layer, there we go. I'm just going to add in a couple of soft parts here. And I can come back through as well and obviously add in some more interesting parts for the overall forms of the subject. Oh, not there, because that's actually no, yeah, there. That one, maybe that one. Definitely those two. Okay. All right. There is a part here I need to add. I need to put this on normal so I can actually grab the color. There we go. Now what I'm going to do is here, I'm going to add in a simple color, and I might actually just do a gradient so I don't have to worry so much about what's going on in the background. Oh, actually, considering that's where the light is actually supposed to be coming from, I should probably go in the opposite direction, actually. So if I actually go like this. And then here. I'll figure something out for that. I'll figure something out for that. Right, well, we're at 10 to 1, which means we've got an hour and 10 minutes until the end. And we've managed to not only finish the final frame, inking wise, we also managed to render 1, 2, 3, coming up to 4 frames as well. Which is very, very good. So things have been a little bit slow past couple of days on these renders because actually let's just do some. Did I mean to do? What did I do? I've done something there. That's what. Yeah. So things have been a little bit slow because obviously we're working on quite a lot of frames at once, which always happens, but that's okay. There we go. If I do that, I can pretty much omit a lot of the detail back there, which is kind of what we want really, because I don't want to have to go into too much detail beyond the prism bars because they're not really the focal point. If I do that instead. And then what I will do is I'll grab the eraser and I'll erase these lines back here. Probably thicken up the prism bars. There we go. Okay, right, I want to go through and just add in a couple of little highlight details. Nothing fancy in the slightest for a majority of this. Actually, I'm going to change these to a glow. I'm going to lower that as well. And then what I'm also going to do is going to make that a little bit darker in there. Okay, let's add a little bit more interest into Mark. Just so he does actually stick out a little bit more. Actually, I think I need to go back onto the multiplayer layer for this one. Okay, I'm actually going to leave that one there, to be honest, because with all the other shots that are going to be preceding it, it should actually be all good. So what we're going to do, we're just going to grab a ink brush. I'm just going to very quickly yeah, that looks good. Okay. Oh, no, we'll do that one. Okay, we'll do that one, and we want to do that one. Alright, now if we change that now to not multiply, color. There we go. Alright, we do have a couple of lines coming over the bottom there, which I'm just going to go like that on, and then on this one, like that. Okay, now we just need to make sure we've got the border. So this one? Yes, that one. Okay, double there. 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 There you go. Another completed frame down. Alright, let's put that one into color, and then let's also make the screen background black. There we go. that's definitely coming along. Oh. Okay. Right, I might make myself a coffee in a second. Now, the next frame, what would be... I've noticed I haven't actually done a single completed set of paddles yet. I've done all the paddles around each one. Oh, okay. Right, let's have a quick look. Which one will be the easiest one? I've got about an hour before I got to take my dog out. So the easiest one here to do would probably be this one here. So do I want to do that one, or do I want to say screw it and do this one? Because that one, as awesome as it is, that I like anyway, it's going to be a slightly trickier one because what I want to do with the lighting scenario. So I think this one here might be the best of both worlds. It has interest, but it also won't feel like a slog like this one in the top right corner will be. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to quickly put up a message for anyone who is turning up. I'm going to go like that. Why have we done that? That one. And we also need to make sure obviously it's at the top layer. Now I know I could do this through Streamlabs, but Streamlabs is being annoying today. Okay, let's make that text. Oh god, hang on. I'm not very good at this, am I? Here, guys, make it bright bloody red. Oh. It's readable enough. I do. Right, I'm gonna go make a coffee, and then I will be back. And yeah. Okay, I'm back and I have coffee. Oh, definitely starting to feel the tiredness now. Alright. So we decided we were going to do this panel at the bottom, didn't we? Right. No, I decided. You had no say in the matter. Now, I'm going to go for a very similar lighting scheme as I did with the building in here. I want it to be quite simple, nothing over the top, and so there's going to be a lot of like fluorescent lights above their heads and whatever else, so that will eliminate a large majority of shadows, which should make things a little bit easier for me. I always do that. Yeah, so let's begin. I'm also going to restart this track because it is 23 minutes long and it just means I don't have to screw around with it. Oh, no, I don't want to launch Discord. There we go. Okay. Alright, once we've got the flats in for these two, I'll mainly try to focus all my attention on these two when it comes to lighting. Everyone else sort of can have real super simple shading, but I want these two to obviously be the main focal point of the entire shot. So I'm going to put all of my efforts into these two. Okay. No, so nice and simple here for the head shading. Same with Mark. I'm going to try and make them a little bit warmer on these panels. All right. Okay, and then we want to do the hair, obviously. Now I'm just going to add in some highlights for the face. Alright, now I'm just going to add in the final parts, which I'm just going to be softening up some of these shadows. Well, I see, if I do a couple of soft shadows here and there on a few details, it's kind of my way of saying, you know, these areas are a little bit more highly detailed because they have soft edges and whatever else. When the large majority of this particular frame is going to have more cell shaded shadows. I do just want to add some, I'm just going to use my newer brush, which I'm saving more for the next upcoming episodes of Beyond the Dark. But I'm going to use it here just to do some hair details because it's perfect for that. Okay, so those two are done, and now I just need to put in obviously the background characters. Oh, my music just stopped. Alright. Let's just get all these background characters in. And then from there, I can start focusing on putting in the flats for the building. There we go. I'm starting to get a little tired. But we have been doing this now for over 5 hours with virtually no breaks. Right, background characters are done with their flats. Now, I want this entire wall to be that office beige. So the same colour as their uniform, but yeah, that. And then we want to work with also a brown. Alright. Oh. The walls are coming along. Probably go for like a blue or a green carpet. Probably a blue. I think that'd be a nice break in the color scheme. So I'm just going to add the carpet in now, and then I'll go through and I'll start adding in all the flats for the computer desks and the actual computers themselves and whatnot. There we go. Okay, so that's all the walls. Now we're going to go through and start doing all the filing cabinets and computers and all that good stuff. So I'm thinking for the filing cabinets, we probably go for a bluey grey like this. Okay, and now for the desks, we're gonna stick into the blue zone, but we're gonna go for like a light blue grey for the top, for the bottom section of the desk, and then orangey brown for the bottom section of the desks. I think there's a slight mistake here. I think the desk would actually, yeah, you'd see the desk here, so I'm actually gonna do this. I'm gonna put in the flats for the desk, even though we can't actually see it yet, because I've clearly made a mistake there. I'm thinking something like this, the actual desk itself. Okay. Whew, okay. Oh, now I just got to do all the wall stuff. Oh, I need to add in the indication of the office chair over here. But I'll just do this for now. To be honest, this is probably all I need to really do. Right. I think I'm just going to quickly have a look over these flats. I think for the most part this is... I'm just going to change the sky color back here because it looks a little bit too harsh. But these flats are pretty much okay, pretty much what I want. There you go, that's the color we want. But I think what I'm gonna do is I may end the stream now. So this is coming together. This next episode of Beyond the Dark is getting ever so closer to being finished. So hopefully in the next couple of weeks I'll sit here with a really nice episode. Oh, there we go. Sitting on the channel. Alright, okay. Oh, God, don't do that. There we go. Alright. Oh. So, we've got most of the things there for the flats. I will need to obviously go through and add all the shadows. But, for now, I'm going to say... I'm going to leave it there. Oh, because I'm starting to get really bloody tired. See how long we've been going. So on this one, we've been going for coming up to 2 hours. And then before my live stream cut last time, earlier on. So yeah, we've hit about 5 hours. 5 hours and 5 minutes or so of work. We've managed to render 1, 2, 3, 4. 4.5 shots plus finish the inking on this one here on the bottom right corner. Now, once this one's all done, that'll be quite a large majority of the video sorted. We've got a bunch of other frames to do on another page to get sorted. And then lastly, the finale and also a certain explosion frame I need to work on as well. But for the most part, we are definitely done. But for now, I'm going to leave it there because I'm starting to get a headache. It's that sort of stormy weather, which isn't helping my eyes because I'm squinting. And I will see you all tomorrow morning at the same time, around about 8:30 in the morning, and then again till the same time to about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Thank you all so much for joining, and I hope you have a fantastic day. Take care. So yeah, we've hit about 5 out. Leave it there because again till the same